Hey,
Happy New Year, doll.
same to you.
Hey, Tasha.
Hey, Maurice.
We're going to get started in about 60 seconds. All right, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming on to the training, and happy 2020 to everybody. My name is Jarmal Stevens. I'm not sure if my colleague is out there right now. I know he had a lot going on.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, I'll let you take it away.
All right, cool. So we'll go ahead and you still want me to? You got it. I see it up there. Yeah. Okay, we're good. All right, so like Jamal said, welcome everyone. Today is a pretty special day. Actually, well, this time of year, actually, it's January 2nd. So anybody know what yesterday marked? Anyone? I know you heard us talk about it a lot.
National PTO Renewal Day.
That's true. That's true, and that benefits a lot of people's business. But January 1st, not only the first day of the new year, but it's also, there we go, Miss Brown, the first day of wave season. So wave season is a period from January until March, where you do have an influx. It's the busiest, one of the busiest seasons when you talk about travel and booking travel. So very important, all the stuff that we've been discussing for the past, who knows how long. Very important to try to implement those things during this time of year, so you can kind of, gain new clientele and solidify some bookings. So we're going to start off like we always do. Anybody want to share any testimonies between now and our previous session, which is last Thursday? Last Thursday, the day after Christmas, actually. So anybody want to share anything? Any testimonies, new clients, bad clients, any roadblocks, personal travel, anything you may have experienced that you want to share? Just unmute yourself if you're in a noisy background. We just ask that you mute yourself out. You can go now.
Hello, everybody. This is Javonda. Happy New Year to who I haven't spoken to.
Happy New Year.
Just something really quick. Classy Lens Travel is busy. I'm really thankful for that. Right now, I have 5 group cruises going out so far. I have something booked in every month this year so far, but 2 months. That's this month and August. So I am trying to push January and push August to get something going on in those months. But everything is going good. I hope everyone had a great holiday. Personally, I'm pushing my Jamaica cruise for my birthday and also for my anniversary, and that's going to be in September. And that is going good. I have a good bit of group of people going with me so far. So I'm being busy so far already, kicking off the new year with great ventures. But I hope everybody else have a great, prosperous year as well.
Man, that is awesome, Javonda. That's good stuff. Let me ask you a question. When did you solidify those groups? Like when did you lock them in?
I'm actually locking in one now as we speak right now. And this one is for Thanksgiving of 2020. So that makes two I have for Thanksgiving this year. One I had the week soon as I came back off of my Thanksgiving this year, one locked in. I have another girl that's inboxing me. She's trying to get together for Christmas of this year. So just like you guys said, a lot of people is already trying to book their holidays out. I have some people sending me messages trying to get spring break. So trust me, they coming in, they seeing us out there. We working hard, we marketing. So everybody doing a great job. I follow everybody just like they follow me.
There we go.
Good stuff. How did you get these clients?
Some of them are my repeats. I do have a lot of new referrals from past guests, and then I just have some that is like, anybody know a travel agent, I get a lot of referrals that way, so I jump on it as soon as I get it. So I'm working. I'm like, now I have my iPad, I have my tablet, and I'm working off my phone as we speak.
So you got your iPad, your tablet, and so you got 3 devices.
Oh yeah.
That you're trying to make money from.
But I actually have 2 cell phones that I work off, a tablet and an iPad. So yes.
Girl, you go ahead, girl. Somebody tell Javon to lunch on her again.
Once a month too. Man, that's good stuff. Anybody else want to share?
Hey, Maurice, this is Elisa. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly well. How you doing?
I'm amazing. Happy New Year to you all. I just want to briefly share. I did something new this year. What I did was every single client or potential client that has ever reached out to me, I sent them a Happy New Year message just to remind them that I'm still in business. And if they ever need my services again or need something upcoming, I can help them. And just from a simple Happy New Year, it was maybe about a couple of sentences, 2 or 3 sentences long, nothing long at all. My phone and email has been buzzing. And I was surprised because I wasn't even expecting that. I was just trying to keep the line of communication open. And all of these clients and potential clients are pretty much strangers, people that I've met off of social media in different groups. People that have been referred to me. So when I say 2020 has started off amazingly well, it definitely has. So if you haven't sent out your Happy New Year message to your clients, please do that because it's not too late. We're just in day 2 of this brand new decade. So definitely do that. That's all I have for tonight.
Hold up. So you don't know none of these people and all you did was send out an email is all you did.
That's all I did. Better yet, Jamal,
how long did it
half
take?
of these people I've never met before. I have no idea what they look like.
How long did that take you to send out that email?
Since it was by email, I was sending them in groups of email. Maybe it took an hour and a half, 2 hours tops of my time.
In 7 days, it took you 2 hours to send out an email. And now you have good warm leads. Not cold leads, but good warm leads.
Exactly.
Man, let's get on here. You about to buy another house?
You know what? Not right now. I am looking into rental property later on this year, but not at the moment.
All right.
So Jamal,
Can I
I
ask
said
a question?
she was doing all that so she can get this one paid off.
You know what? I'm like, how can we not 30 down to 15 and 10? Yes, ma'am, Tasha. Exactly.
Somebody was saying something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Javonda. Listen, what system do you use to do that? Do you what program do you use, if you don't mind me asking?
Just email. I have my business email through Gmail,
Yeah,
and I just email all of my clients and potential clients through there. So I don't use my personal email for business information. It's all my my business email.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was just wondering. I thought you did like a software where you did it all, but I got you. Thank you. Great.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We got about 4 more minutes.
Javonda, are you looking for a software?
That would be great if you have something to teach me to do, like bulk email.
So MailChimp is who I use.
MailChimp. Okay.
They got a free version, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. I'll get on that tonight.
Anybody else?
Anybody else before we get started?
Well, I'll go. I did something good.
Uh-oh.
We did 1, 2, 3. We did 4 cabins between yesterday and today. We also did Dubai yesterday. We got Jamaica, Cancun, Paris. Someone saw somebody went to Paris. We got that to do after we get off the call. I just got a call for Vegas from a client that went to Vegas in September. So I'm on the Javonda boat. I'm busy. And we got another Mexico. So Mexico is hot. Jamaica's hot. I'm just excited. I'm not buying lunch, but I'm excited about it.
You're not buying lunch, you're buying dinner.
That's right. Dinner.
There we go.
It up. There we go.
There we go.
Hey, Maurice, I had one other thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
And one of the things that I did, I have a private Facebook travel group that all of my clients and their family friends are in as well. So one thing that I did was, and anybody can do this, is really simple. I wanted to give out more boomerangs. So, and boomerangs, of course, is for individuals that may be traveling, say, very, very soon because there's no payment plan on it. But anything they save, you get in the form of cash. And I've gotten it before and I love it. So I'm working that as well. One thing I did was I made a little post in my private Facebook group about loving to travel. And I said, if you really love to travel, type I love to travel and you will have a gift in your inbox. And when I tell you they've been activating those boomerangs like crazy, that seemed to work as well. And what they love is they can get rental cars off of there. They don't have to call me for that. They can get any and everything last minute. And of course, they still reach out to me if they want payment plans. So they have that option as well.
There we go. So it's a lot of ways you can kind of get creative and provide incentives for your clients. When you keep that interaction going and your clients know, just like the New Year's email, when your clients know that you're thinking about them, people get busy, they forget about travel, especially this time of year. You got to think people just spent all their Christmas money. Thanksgiving was here, went to go see family and things like that. So just send that reminder to them. I've seen people send the gift cards and actual physical postcards for happy holidays and things like that, just to keep that interaction going with your clients. So that's good stuff for everybody, man. Good stuff. And y'all are actually touching on stuff that Jamal is about to cover now that we're going to discuss as far as wave season. Some things that kind of, we should have been preparing all along for this time of year. And it's evident from the testimonies that we have every week, every Thursday. So I'm going to get out the way. I'm going to hand it over to Jamal. He's going to open up and talk about, different things you can do to be successful during this time of year. So all Jamal, right. You got it?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. And I'll be, kind of asking for some feedback. We are giving away that $50. We're starting off big this year.
Yeah.
You didn't get your $50?
No, not yet.
I got mine.
Yeah,
still waiting.
So, success during wave season and beyond. Guys, you want to look at your business. It is kind of, I can't think of that word. It's also C, what happens in cycles. Please forgive me. But you want to think of your business in cycles, right? So wave season is probably our busiest season. And everybody knows, beginning of the year, National PTO Day, you know, everybody's expecting tax returns and they're looking to kind of get things planned. Spring break, summer break, next year for holidays. So it's a great time to really ramp up your business and get bookings on your booking desk. So for those who don't know, wave season is a 3-month period from January 1st to March 31st, when cruise lines and travel agents book a very large number of cruise cabins. Think of it as a wave of bookings. It's kind of like the Black Friday or Cyber Monday, but it lasts for 3 whole months. And I'm telling you, people are looking for Mardi Gras. You got Mardi Gras in February. You also have what's the holiday when people send you a car? What you call that? Valentine's Day in February. We also have different holidays in January that people want to take advantage of. So don't look at your business as just summer. But like Javonda said, Javonda has bookings every month of the year. And I guarantee you those commissions are more than $100. You know, there's nothing like getting that money during the year and it just pops up in your bank account. So, you know, that's what you always want to be ramping up to, because at the beginning of the year, you know, some people may feel like you might be behind the 8 ball. That's okay. That's okay. The great thing about travel, you know, people book that out 2021 too. So, and don't just look at only getting paid when they travel, because you could book little things throughout the year. And one thing I love about our business, all the marketing material is what? Free. You just got to let people know what you have. And that's is an awesome thing that I love that's happening right now for a lot of us. So from a professional standpoint, I want you guys to look back at your habits you develop or practice this year, whether an asset to your overall business strategy. You know, just think of some of the things that you've been doing that may have helped you and that may have hurt you. They like to call it a SWOT. Am I saying that word right? Your strengths, weaknesses. What's the O and the T stand for? Somebody help me out. Y'all know I'm from Savannah. You know, I kind of forget stuff.
Yeah, SWOT analysis.
Opportunities and threats.
There she go.
Thank you. Who is that? That's Nikki?
Oh, you know it.
You got to save her for the last now. You got to save you for last, Nikki. You know how we do it. So how about your communication of your potential and existing clients? Are there just any adjustments you can do to help make them more clearly understand the value you provide and make them a client for life? We just heard with, oh my gosh, I just forgot her name that fast. Alyssa did. Alyssa reached out to, can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you. We got you.
Okay, yeah, said my internet was unstable. You see, she just reached out through email, and those emails came back as quotes. Can you do this? Can you do that? Now, the great thing about that is, you know, she communicating with them. These are existing clients. And we know how easy it is to send an email, right? And I'm going to look at some of the things I did. So don't think I'm picking on anybody. I spent a lot of time on social media doing nothing. Anybody ever do that before? Nobody never done that?
All the
Probably
time.
half my life.
So what we could do now is start looking at different ways, as far as a strategy, how we can leverage social media. One thing about leveraging social media, I love it. I had a conversation with one of my cousins today. She said she's getting off of social media. And I kind of told her, like, well, look what happened to me on social media. And like Alyssa said, she does not know none of those people. Now, who loves doing business with people they don't know? I love it.
I
And
do.
yeah, okay, a few people do. Okay, so just look at some of these things you could do to make your business better. Guys, one thing I love about our business, the price point is so low, right? But we just can't treat it like that. We got to treat it like we spend the kind of money that it is for a traditional business, you know? Because I'm telling you, me and Maurice talk time after time, just some of the things that we have access to as agents. We just got to find the right fit for the right people, because people out there want what we have. And you guys know that. You guys know that, right? This one right here really says a lot. And, you know, we're going to use Alyssa again. All Alyssa did was just follow up with an email. So clients today have a wide selection of booking options to choose from. and have grown accustomed to having information and results available at their fingertips. We live in instant gratification. We know that. Everybody wants everything right then, okay? And sometimes we can't provide that kind of service, and I wouldn't want to provide that kind of service to anybody because they'll always expect it. But the fortune is in the follow-up. Guys, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. When my focus was more on team building, you know, that means I recruited travel agents, okay? For y'all who don't know. Yeah, we had to follow up with people because no doesn't mean no forever. It just means not right now. So just imagine if you went through your phone or emails, whatever way you communicate with people, and you just reached out. Hey, beginning of the year, just wanted to say Happy New Year. Are you still interested in that trip that we talked about in September or whatever it may be? They may not be interested, but would it be okay if they say they're interested in something else? She said, just like a car salesman. Yeah, you could say car salesman. You're right. So during wave season, follow up quickly and consistently as the booking window is narrower. Travelers book their vacations faster during this first year. And you know that because everybody's expecting, you know, the tax money to really help them fund the vacation. And if you wait 2 or 3 days between each contact point, they're going to book, but not with you. And guys, I've gotten so much business from other people who haven't followed up with the client. And the client, you know, they kind of behind the 8 ball. Like, well, we had someone we was working with and they took too long. They never got back with us. We couldn't get in contact with them. And I'm not sure if I don't think that this group on this call right now, they do that kind of stuff. But have you ever heard that from other clients when they do reach out? And you know, the unfortunate part is they already have the trip planned. They just need somebody to press the buttons. Does anybody want one of those cookie cutter press the button trips where it's already planned? You don't have to do no looking around. All you're doing is taking the payments. Yeah, Omar says he does. I know I would too. So timely follow-ups are key at every point in the vacation planning and booking process. And they'll keep you on the top of their mind because at the end of the day, you have to buy real estate in their mind about what they do. And, you know, you think about the reticular activating system. We talked about this on this webinar before. You know, when you buy a car, you start seeing more cars. It's kind of like when you look for something online and start popping up in your news feed. That's technology, but you get the point I'm trying to make. They just bought real estate in your mind about what you want or that car. We have to do the same thing. And I'm telling you, you know, I've heard where people say, well, the person didn't get back to me when I followed up to them. Don't worry about that, because that person that didn't get back to you, would it be okay if they turned into like a brand ambassador and started telling other people about you? Because has anybody, and I've asked this question before, so we're not giving $50 away on this one. Has anybody ever been tagged in a post by someone who probably asked about a booking before?
Yes.
Yeah. So the fortune is in the follow-up, and if they have to wait, they'll move on. I know if I have to wait, I move on, so I don't take it personal when someone else moves on. Because, you know, I'm looking at my my CRM, and I'm like, man, I send out all these quotes, but how many did I really follow up with? And it shows in my business because I don't have the kind of results or income or revenue that, you know, other agents may have that's on this particular call. But I do know what keeps me going is the potential of when I get it right. Can you imagine when you get everything right and you're in congruence with your business, you have the right kind of automation system and the right follow-up? Can you imagine when you get there what it looks like? Well, if you can, I want you to think about it and write that number down, the kind of income you want to make from this business. Because as we said before, there's nothing wrong with getting that great mark. And I told my wife this, and she actually said it before. She said, you know, let's use that as a mark, our first goal. And once we get that first goal, now we got to look so far past that first goal, where that goal just seemed like, okay, I want to get that in my first quarter or my first month. You guys know what I'm talking about? All right, we got a few people who do. All right. So, understand your unique selling proposition. So, provide your client with the answer to the question, why should I book with you before they ask it? This is like your elevator pitch. Does anybody have an elevator pitch? Okay, Armar does. Anybody else? We'll get you one, guys, because if someone says, hey, why should I book with you? What are some of the things you guys may say? We say, we doing the $50 right now? Oh, okay, we're not doing it right now. Anybody?
Nobody? Can we hear an example?
Yeah, I'll tell you my elevator pitch. I just take all the hassle off. You never have to worry about looking, research. That's my job. We'll plan it, and I handle all the details. Will that work for you?
Jamal, how often do you get that? Do you think you get asked that question?
Man, I get asked that all the time, man. You know, and I kind of use the example. I'm like, you can change your oil, but you pay for it, right? It's for convenience. I always get it. It depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to someone who likes planning, you know, I use that detail rebuttal. And I learned that at a clear training. You know, we'll plan it together. I just handle all the details. And, you know, the selling proposition I like to use is like, look, hey, I'm going to make this group for you. I'm going to put all the information in that group. And all I need you to do is add anybody that's interested so you don't have to keep answering questions. Yep, we do all the planning so you don't have to.
Is that your slogan?
What is that?
Or catchphrase, April? Okay.
You know,
good stuff.
You know, April just make it seem so easy. She's like Michael Jordan. She just, every shot she takes, she makes. And another thing you could think about is when you are dealing with clients who may have that, you know, that they may know how to book it themselves. Don't get it. Don't be surprised. But just let them know with the information and knowledge and wherewithal, I have contacts that you may not have that allow me to plan this trip a little bit more seamlessly than you may be able to. I always like to use the Walmart, Target, and Kmart slogan, like, look, I can go shopping at different stores where you may only can go shopping here. You know, I can offer you a payment plan. Let me see here. My elevator pitch is, why pay for the vacation and spend all the time trying to find the right one? Let me copy that. Keep that for myself. I like it.
I want to add, can I add one thing to this particular bullet here?
Who is this?
So,
Maurice?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
So when I look at this, the first thing that comes to my mind is you know, one of my first jobs, I was a quality control analyst. I don't know if you all know what that is, but that's when, you know, when you hear the recording, this call may be monitored. I was one of the people that monitored the calls. And one of the things we used to always emphasize was call control, controlling the whole flow of the interaction between the customer and the subject matter expert. So this is something I have to work on myself as far as being, you know, one of those things I want to perfect in the sense that I do it every single interaction. But if you control the flow of the interaction between the client, then you actually answer this question, you know, without them having to really ask you the question, if you get what I'm saying. So if you lay out the process as far as, let's say, if you do a consultation with the client, first you send a profile form, you do a consultation. Then by that point, when they see the process and you lay out each step to them, then they see, okay, now I see why it's different if I use a travel professional rather than trying to go through this entire process by myself. So I think if you control the flow of the actual interaction from the jump, and sometimes we depending on the client, sometimes we let them, you know, gain control. And this, like I said, that's something I have to work on to be 100% efficient about it. But you notice those are the ones that you have trouble closing, the ones that you let gain control from that first interaction. But when you gain control from the jump, you know, lay out your processes and everything, they see you're professional, they see, okay, I understand what's going on, then they really, it doesn't leave any room for question as far as, you know, what step is next and what's going to happen. So that's how I kind of look at that bullet point.
Good stuff. Does anybody else had anything they want to chime in? All right, cool. Well, good stuff. Something crossed my mind as well. Like what Amar said, I mean, I love this. You know, why pay for the vacation and spend all the time trying to find the right one? I'm here to make a vacation, let me make sure I'm reading this right, because you know I'm from Savannah. I'm here to make your vacation a vacation from the thought to you on the plane. Well, I got it. I know you're talking about, Omar. I know you're typing. And another thing I like to add is, you know, all I want you to think about is what you're going to pack and how many pictures you're going to take. I'll take care of the rest. And also, you know, with your unique selling proposition, you know, sometimes when they're in travel, you know, like Maurice said, I don't want to bother people while they're on vacation. I know I don't. But if I don't hear from them, I know everything all right. But sometimes I reach out just to make sure, you know, they probably got on the plane or everything is all right to the room, with the room. And what happens sometimes, they may say, hey, he cares. They'll go on Facebook or InstaChat and they'll say something about that. He checked on the, you know, people love that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So always understand, you know, the value that you create, but what you know, some of the information that you may not know yet. And if you don't know it, this is your favorite comeback line. I'll find out for you. And the best way to find out, anybody knows. We're giving away $50 on this
Google.
Google. Somebody give her $50.
No, I think that was Tasha.
Wait a minute. Why do I not get a chance at the $50? I'm learning just like everybody else.
Because you part of the never mind, I tell you.
You're the one that give out the $50.
Yeah, exactly. How you gonna get the $50? Angel said, "What's the question?" Oh, if you don't know the answer to something, what's the best way to find out? And the best way to find out is Google. Google is your friend as a travel agent. For example, I got a question: when's the best time to go to Mexico? And guess what I did? I Googled it. The best time to go to Mexico is during their dry season. I did not know Mexico had a dry season. Did y'all know Mexico had a dry season? I didn't know. But that comes to this question. I mean, this tip: never stop learning. And this is in life. You know, what's the question again? Yes. Okay, Google, YouTube. YouTube is a great tool as well, especially when you're able to look at a property, do a video. I use videos quite often. I would not share the video from YouTube. Don't do that, because now they have the information, they can go get it themselves. Or they might get to looking at something else like how to cook with your eyes closed. Now they get distracted. So never stop learning. The travel industry, suppliers, cruise ships, resorts, and products and destinations are always changing. You know, when I talk to Maurice, and y'all might be able to call him, I can't get him on the phone all the time. I know sometimes he's on the phone with suppliers. But he'll tell me about properties, and I'll be like, wow. And I asked him, how did he know this? Always ask, well, how did you know about this place? And he'll tell me, but that just goes to show that you never stop learning, guys. And the more you learn, that L will fall off. When that L fall off and earn is a great thing. You got to fall in love with the process of learning too. Unfortunately, sometimes this industry, the home-based business industry, is painted with a big picture of how much money you can make. Everybody's heard that before. And sometimes I think it's done irresponsibly because we don't look at what goes in between trying to get to that next level in your business. You know, you look at a superstar like LeBron or Serena Williams. Yeah, she wins the Wimbledon. He wins Male Player of the Decade or whatever. But nobody never looks at what he does when he's not on the court, or when she's not on the court. And one thing about championships, they're never won on the court. They won one on practice. Everybody understands that? So you always, let me see. If you give details how to download a video from YouTube, I just can't get it right. Yeah, just get with me, Alyssa. I have to just do a Zoom and just show you. It's so easy. And Paulette says, I also look at the properties before I send quotes, not just pick the cheapest one because the clients is looking for a deal. Yeah, we don't want the cheap clients. But if one reaches a point when they think they know it all, right, and stops actively learning, they risk missing out on the opportunities to upsell clients, provide their clients the best value, or even lose credibility if they don't come across as an expert. Now, upselling is amazing. I mean, sometimes we just want to get the sale. And I know how that may feel. I want to get the sale. I want to get that credit card and get this thing on the books. But guys, if you have the wherewithal of that property, and Maurice told me this was going to happen to me. He told me, and I just so happened because we had a $10,000 sale. He told me, he said, you need to go back and say, hey, I got this better room for you. And I didn't want to do it. And some of you know this story. That client spent $4,000 at the resort instead of extra $4,000 with me. Now, that extra $4,000 was out of $700 commission. But I missed that because I didn't upsell them, right? And we get upsell at the restaurant all the time. Anybody ever got upsold at the restaurant? They don't try to upsell y'all? They don't ask y'all if y'all want dessert? Yeah. Anywhere you go there, and they offer it to you like it's free. Yeah, exactly. But one thing I did learn, I like to start off high with a lot of things, and I work my way down, but I still offer them value. Depends on what the client's looking for. So never stop learning, guys. And this is another thing. Don't spend so much time trying to figure it all out, because you'll never learn it all. It's always changing, always changing, always changing. And a great way to learn is attend events. Events are crucial. And the great thing about events, I say about 80, I ain't say 80, I say about 60% of them are online. Maurice sent me a virtual webinar on Thailand. I don't know much about Thailand, but I went to the virtual webinar and I learned a little bit, right? So guys, never stop learning, and don't try to figure it all out. Some people will say, I want to figure it all out before I tell anybody. Nah, you'll be an informed derelict, okay? And that's not to insult anybody. That's from Napoleon Hill, all right? Focus on the long-term impact. So, travel sales is about developing relationships and focusing on transactions. Let me tell you something. I hear that let me see. I think you got a question. A broken one. Okay, got you. Travel sales is about developing relationships rather than focusing on transactions. And I hear this all the time from successful individuals. Develop relationship, develop relationship, develop relationship. Build and nurture relationships with your clients. Now, I don't want you to act like Jim Carrey and pop up at their house, and call them all the time like the cable guy. Don't do that, okay? So, but once they get to know you and you know them, you'll be able to cultivate a long-term, fulfilling relationship. Maybe not just a client for life, but quite possibly a friend as well. And the next slide is going to talk more about this. There you go. Thank you, Alyssa. Know, like, and trust. If you go to my Insta face right now, One of my clients said it. I'm using you for everything. She said, if I stand behind it, it's solid. Next thing you know, I had to unfriend a lot of people because I had a lot of people asking me to be their friends. So if I unfriended you, it's not because you're not my friend. I just can't sell you anything because you're in the business already. Okay? All right? Everybody understand? So focus on the long-term impact. And sometimes, you know, we'll say, I'm not going to book something because the commission is low. That's a no-no. I want you to take care of that client like you booking the most expensive package for them. Because guys, you just never know who they may tell if you took care of them. So don't look at the right now, look at the future. And one of the traits of successful people and middle class people, successful people think generationally. You understand what I'm saying? Generation to generation, decade to decade, year to year. With middle class, we focus on what? This is in the book now, so don't think this is Jamal pointing at nobody, okay? Day to day. Thank you, Melissa. Somebody give her $50. This on the roll. That's probably Tasha trying to trick us. So, does anybody have anything to say before I move forward? Nobody. Okay, cool. So, don't have limitations. Sell what you know during wave season. You'll maximize sales. You know, this right here, this was a kind of sticky one to me. I am telling what I know. You know, everybody knows I changed my name to Jamaica Jamal because I'm selling Jamaica like crazy. And wave is not a time to experiment and bounce around, but a time to focus on your specialties. So think about your specialties. But I wouldn't let my specialty keep me in a box. If somebody call or book something, I know some of y'all big time agents now. I'm not big time yet. You know, I know y'all won't take it. Y'all can send it to me, okay? We can make a little deal. So it requires more time and energy to learn something you're not familiar with in order to become an expert and make a sale. That can be yes and no. I mean, we just talked about learning. You know, learning, you always want to learn, and Google is your friend, and nothing's wrong with taking more energy to learn, but you don't have to during wave seasons, but don't have limitations. Plus, it's more efficient and beneficial to stick to what you know during this high demand, rapidly paced time frame. I just had somebody ask me, did I send them something yet? They just talked to me this morning, but they want Jamaica, so we know we're going to take care of them, all right? Does anybody have anything to say? Let me see here in the chat. I'm trying to check the chat and do this at the same time, guys, so bear with me. Hold up for 1 second. I think somebody.
No, we just got to just comments agreeing.
Oh, okay. Cool. Give me 1 second. There we go. Anticipate and address. I like this right here. It's pretty much being proactive. So by being a specialist, one knows their clients' needs and concerns before they do. So just think about a destination. Me, I don't want to say I specialize in Jamaica, but if somebody's talking about Jamaica, guess what? Can you guys hear me? Because it says my internet is unstable.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, cool. So I can address their needs and concerns. Well, let's think about Club Mobile, so you don't have to wait in line. Great, I can get you a private transfer, so you don't have to go from hotel to hotel, and we can get you straight on the beach by 4 o'clock. How would you like that? You know, and this allows me to upsell because I can anticipate and address, right? Well, you know, since you're going to be there for 4 days, how about let's do X, Y, and Z. X may be Dunn River Falls. Y may be the Blue Hole. Z may be the Bob Marley Museum. But I'm being proactive, and also I'm creating more revenue, but I'm also creating an experience for them. So they may talk to somebody, oh, he planned out my whole trip. I didn't have to do nothing. That goes a long way. And be proactive with your communication, recommendations, and follow-ups. The best defense is a good offense. And you just heard, if you guys came on late, Alyssa sent an email to everybody that she had on the email list. Now she's busy. busy with bookings, good ones too, and from people she does not know because she was proactive with her communication. All right? Authenticity is key. People buy from people they like, know, and trust. If one sounds like a professional autoresponder, the client might as well book on their own. Now, me, I'm old-fashioned. I like to talk to people. Because if I hear a voice, well, okay, here we go. Does anybody ever call to pay a bill and say operator or hit 0 before even automation happens? Does anybody do that?
Yep.
Yeah, you want to talk to somebody. You want to make sure. I can do it myself, but I want to talk to somebody. So, yeah, and personal interaction. That's right. So booking with a travel advisor is bring back the element of human connection. And aside from many other benefits of using a travel advisor, that's one of the main reasons many travelers choose to book with an advisor. Now, you got some people that I could do it myself. Oh, Verizon charge you? Man. Well, you know what, Melissa? I like to go in the store sometimes and pay. It's a lot of Verizon stores where I stay, but I do understand. So you want to make sure you're authentic and be able to be reached. Even if you have business hours, get back to these people. We talked about the follow-up. Follow back up with people when they do reach out to you, because that means a lot. You know, I have people ask me all the time, have you talked to such and such? I'm like, I left a message and never followed back. They never called me back. And it's for other things in business. So that right there could leave a nasty taste in their mouth. And I tell you, it could be one little thing that'll turn a person off. Okay? What time do we have? It is 8:46. Does anybody have any questions or concern? Because I want everybody to make some of this money, man. It's out here. So I'm not going to go into all of this right here, but I saw this today and I just said, wow, this right here kind of stretched me a little bit on what we have in our industry. 2020 promises to be another momental year for travel, but there are some trends poised to emerge or grow even more popular in the new year as travelers develop new interests, seek fresh experiences, and attempt to squeeze more meaning out of their globetrotting. Now, for those who get the cruisers, some of the things they say is, I don't want to go to the Bahamas. Anybody ever heard that, right? They're seeking fresh experiences. Now, in the article before, it said, don't go away from what you know. But we have had other articles where it says, hey, get outside your comfort zone. You know, Mo loves using a certain vendor. I like using certain vendors. But we go with what we know. But at the same time, I know if I did business with the vendor he uses, I can make more money. And I can learn a little bit more. And I have another store to go shop in. There's nothing like having multiple stores to go shop in. So I'm going to go over a few of these before we close out. I may not get through them all, but we could always pick up next week. Has anybody ever heard of Instagram tourism? I've never heard of it. Now, I see it a lot when if I go on Instagram and I'm hashtagged with a lot of like Travel Noir or what's another one? I can't think of the names right now. But I notice people go to the location just to take a picture and post it on Instagram. So, but it's a great tool to get people to want to travel. So with more than 1 billion, everybody write that down. I don't know how many zeros that is. Does anybody know how many zeros a billion is? Drake has a song about it.
Well,
so, guys, a single selfie posted on a platform can elevate a previously overlooked destination or even motivate some travelers to get away themselves. Now, to all of y'all who do personal travel, this is a great way to get people to do business with you. But you got to have a call to action. I will say that. If you don't have a call to action, they're going to book it. They're just going to book it online themselves. So Unfortunately, the self-related deaths are very real, and the popularity of some Instagram hotspots have led to overcrowding and cheapening the visitor's experience in some cases. And we do have that from time to time. I know you get a lot of, hold up for 1 second, you get a lot of vacation scamming because, well, they only go to Mexico or they only go to the Caribbean. But that's okay. You know, we can't help everybody, right? But I never heard of that. What about micro trips? Anybody ever heard of micro trips? I've never heard of it neither, Paulette. Never. But the micro travel trend continues to gain momentum, especially among millennials. And guys, millennials spend more money than baby boomers on travel. So as travelers look to save time and money without sacrificing on experiences. I think there's an article where they said millennials are not saving, they rather use their money to travel. So these shorter, typically weekend trips require effective planning, but allow you to pack light and see and do more what you like while preserving those precious vacation days for longer getaways. So what's probably one of the most visited places in the United States?
Vegas.
Vegas is a good one. All right. Anybody else? $50. We're going to see who get it right. Great. New York. Angel said Vegas, Chicago, Miami. All these are great places. I'm going to tell you one else in our backyard. Savannah, Georgia. Charleston, South Carolina. And you have there's one up here in North Georgia where they do wine. I'm not sure. But guys, these are great ways to get people to travel, right? And then they'll go on Instagram and do the selfie. And what if they tagged you on the trip? You think that'll help your business? Absolutely it would. But I've never heard of, I've never heard of micro trips, right? Yep, Hilton Head. Man, Hilton Head, you right. Golf, all of that. Ancestral tourism. Okay, what is going on right now in Africa? $50. Who could tell?
Last year was the year of the return.
Man, and Nikki. I knew Nikki was going to get that. But she's right. Everybody's in Ghana. I did not know Ghana was a hot spot. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, what's that, Accra?
Yeah, everybody's down there. Yep, everybody's down there right now. So, but you look at it as, you know, Afrochella, that's what his name. See, that's the Nick. Man, look who done popped up. Doggone Denise. So, okay, I think Gio might have had a typo, but we know what you're talking about. There you go, Gio, we got you. So as genetic testing services become even more accessible in 2020, you can expect a rise in travelers looking to trace the steps of their ancestors. Now, is it a good idea to reach out to some genetic testing service businesses, right? Partnerships, we talk about partnerships. So she got a client that want to go to Eastern Europe. So guys, there's so much out there and we are running out of time. We got 6 minutes. I'm not going to get through all of these, okay? Let me see. I have a client that wants to go to Eastern Europe for this. Anyone have any info out there? I don't, Melissa. But
Eastern Europe?
Yeah, Eastern Europe. I don't know much about Eastern Europe.
Melissa, Avanti Destinations is awesome when it comes to Europe, especially like, you know, if they want to do a lot of activities and tours. It's just not like your cookie cutter activities or experiences. They, when I do Europe, I always use Avanti. Colette, Gio said Colette, they're good. So definitely check those two out.
Well, cool. So this is my last one before we close out. Wellness tourism. Has anybody ever heard of this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Guys, all I'm saying is we are sitting on a gold mine. We just got to mine it. Because people want what we have. And last week we talked about setting a kind of like a calendar of things you post. Just imagine you and find stuff about these different types of travel trends and maybe post about them, maybe once or twice a day. Now, people start getting in your inbox, start asking you, reaching out. You start converting those leads, guys. So wellness tourism is, it'll continue to grow. And, people look at meditation, spa treatments, healthy eating, and outdoor activities that bring them in tune with nature. I think it's a new trend that's going on where they got the little tents. Well, they're not little. Where people stand outside in the tents. Anybody familiar with that?
Oh, the tent, like the villa tents, like the Amangiri. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
The one in Utah is Amangiri.
Oh, okay, yeah, Amangiri. Yep. Yeah, you told me about that one. So does anybody have any questions, concerns, or comments before we close out?
Yeah, they have those tents too in New York, over there by Roosevelt Island. They have the tent rooms you can rent.
Yeah, thanks, Amar. Denise just said Thailand is great and is great for wellness, and it's not expensive. And she put a link in the comments, wellnesstravelthailand.com for those who can't see that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about out of time for the night. Is Nikki here? Where's she at?
I'm here.
Uh-oh.
She's trying to hide.
Close us out, Nikki.
I'm not trying to hide. I feel like Javonda now. I think it was Javonda. I've got like 2 or 3 different things going on. But I was actually going to pass to Denise tonight since she is back from all of her wonders, and she just had a birthday too.
Oh, happy birthday! And anybody else that had a birthday, happy birthday. Forgot.
Denise said, call her, please.
Yes, because she didn't call me back the other day. I'm gonna call you Denise. But I'll just say this. Yesterday I did a short live on my Instagram account, my business Instagram account. And what I ended up doing was I just went on there and I just, wanted to thank my clients and everyone, for their business. And it was kind of almost in the sense of what Alyssa did with the emails, which I need to go back and follow up with emails. Some people I might even make a phone call to that I haven't spoken to or had communication with, since earlier in the year, or maybe it's been past a year. But I was telling them kind of what you were talking about with the micro trips. I kind of look at them as weekend getaways. Every major holiday is on a weekend this year. Valentine's Day is on a Friday. 4th of July is on a Saturday. Christmas is on a Friday. New Year's Day is on a Friday for 2021. And besides the other holidays and things like that have their regular rotation. But that's great promoting for weekend getaways somewhere. Like you talk about what's 1 hour outside of a city, what's 2 hours, what's 3 hours, maybe even not even just going somewhere, but maybe like you think about Valentine's Day. Well, we might not be able to go somewhere, but here in Memphis, we got the Peabody. So why not say like, hey, babe, why don't you meet me at the Peabody tonight? And this is where we're going to spend the weekend at for Valentine's Day. Get takeout, go to the room, chill the whole weekend. Go downstairs, do brunch, check out Sunday morning. So it's those things that you kind of have to put yourself in the mindset of, well, I can't travel or it's too late for me to try to plan something. You think along the lines of your client and things that you can do. So, I mean, a lot of you all in a lot of these cities, you think about Savannah, very nice, maybe a bed and breakfast. In Atlanta, you've got a lot of wonderful hotels in Atlanta as well as various cities. So look at, like historic things and, even maybe talk to, if you have a client that's interested in going, maybe, talk to the manager at the hotel and just say like, hey, especially the bed and breakfast is like, okay, what other incentives can I give to my clients for coming and really make that weekend really enjoyable for them?
That's why she makes all the money, ladies and gentlemen. She just gave you guys a wealth of information. So she went live on her Facebook, thanking her clients.
Oh, Instagram. But yes.
Instagram, I don't know.
Just
I don't
gave
know.
us her whole itinerary for her Valentine's Day weekend too.
And wouldn't that be a great idea to start going live on your Instagram, talking about Valentine's Day? Get people in the mood to go on a micro trip? Man, thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome. And hey, you might even get somebody to be able to do a cruise.
There you go.
Find a quick trip, leave on a Friday, back on a Monday morning. I promise if I could, I would.
Man.
And guess what, y'all? Next week, Tasha's going to show us how to use a third-party tool to create posts and content for your Instagram stories, Facebook stories, Instagram posts called Canva. So that was just perfect the way you and Tasha set that up, Nikki. Good stuff.
I just like how you put me on the spot, but that's all right.
Wait, it's next week, right?
Yeah,
but I thought my Jamal was gonna finish up next week.
No, we'll come back.
April says she already has leads for Valentine's Day. She started promoting after Christmas. Great job, April.
Go ahead on, April.
April make all the money, man. So guys,
April's gonna make her goals this year. Watch out for her.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and showing up for your own success. And if there's other things you guys want to talk about or learn, let us know. Stretch us too. I may not know how to plan a big group going to Thailand, but we'll figure it out on Google. All right? And I have the recording up. Give me a little bit. I got this Jamaica thing I got to do, okay? So good night, and let's make all this money for 2020. Matter of fact, let me stop saying that because I don't want nobody to get turned off and think it's about the money, okay? So let's create revenue for 2020. All right?
Good night.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Good night.